Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Just before we start, please smash the subscribe button, like the video. I really appreciate all the support you've been giving me over the last week or so when I started. It's been immense. Really, to be fair, I didn't think it's gonna go as well as it did. And I know I only have 17 subscribers right now, but trust me, it's probably 17 subscribers much more than I thought what I have. So I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so in today's video, I want to talk about how you can make money online whilst you're in quarantine, whilst you're in lockdown, whilst you can't go out and you're sitting at home doing nothing. You might as well make some of your time and make some money on the side as a bit of passive income. So just before we start, I want to let you know that the way that I make my passive income is risky, just like anything that's worth your time. So the way I'm going to talk about is going to be betting, and to be specific, sports betting. Now, sports betting can be risky if you don't know what you're doing and you're just doing things left, right, and center. So in this video, I'm going to talk about what the mistakes that I've made, the things you should look out for, and the things you should do so that you can actually go out and make some money right from the get-go. Actually, just before we start the video, sorry, I forgot to mention that to those that subscribe, there will be a giveaway at the end of the month where you'll be able to win a £25 bet on anything that you would like. That could be a one-fold accumulator, well, you can't get a one-fold accumulator, a 4, 5, 6-fold accumulator. They can bet the £25 on, and any money that you win, it's going to be to all yours. So you can start with £25, but you can end up winning £1,000 if you're lucky, or if you know what you're doing by following my tips. But yeah, let's get straight into the video now. So I'm gonna start off by talking about how I got into it, and actually the way that I did get into it wasn't, I don't know, normal. I think when I just turned 18, I started seeing all these betting, gambling adverts on my Instagram, my Facebook page, etc. And one of the days I was bored and I just decided to click on it and said, you know what, might as well. I remember I had a part-time job, so I had a bit of income to my pocket. So I remember I just started, and I support Arsenal, so I remember I was just betting on Arsenal to win, Arsenal this, Arsenal that, Chelsea to get booked because, you know, Arsenal's so good, and those sort of type of bets. And then I realized that it wasn't making me any money. Actually, then I checked how much bet I was winning. I think I was winning something like 1 or 2 bets every 10 bets. And the bets I would be winning would be like Arsenal to score 1 goal or more, and that would make me like 50p. But actually, so I think because I didn't know what I was doing, I lost around £100 in about maybe a month or 2 months, which now isn't too bad because I know I can make that money back. But at that time I thought, wow, like, this is really bad. So yeah, so that's my story, how I got into it. It was literally just me turning 18, seeing an ad, signing up to Bet365 and losing money. That's how it started. So then I realized that what I'm doing isn't actually all right. I realized that I don't want to be losing out 50 and £100 every month. So what I've done is I've done some research, and I actually started looking for some tipsters and people that, you know, that know what they're talking about. So the first thing that I did was go on Google and just typed in betting tips, betting help, and start watching all these videos, and I actually started to see what people bet on. And obviously, 9 times out of 10 it will be just someone at random telling you bet on this is a fixed game. And trust me guys, don't fall for this. There's never a fixed game, and if there is, you wouldn't probably know about it, trust me. So then I started to follow all these tipsters, and I realized that from losing 8 out of 10 bets, I started to maybe lose 5 out of 10 bets. So I thought, you know what, that's, you know, it's still not good, but it's more of an improvement by now. So I thought, you know what, let me actually have a look. What do these guys do that I didn't do to make money? And I realized that, okay, firstly, they do their research. Secondly, they don't gamble with their feelings. And thirdly, they don't gamble just because they're bored, which is exactly the 3 things that I was doing. So I actually then went on and I subscribed to a professional tipster. I think I was paying something about £10 a month, I think I paid. I can't remember now. But yeah, and then I went to his private group. I looked through all his bets, and I actually saw that he was betting on one kind of a market. So he was either betting on over 2.5 goals or over 3 cards in the game or all these handicap stuff that's available as well. But he'd never really gambled on, let's say, Arsenal to win, Chelsea to win, or Man United to win, because I think what I've learned now is always that there's always an upset somewhere. So I think by risking to bet on a team, you never know, team might just not turn up on the day, but the times are that if the team doesn't turn up, there will be yellow cards in the game if there isn't originally already. So yeah, that's how I kind of started learning and getting into gambling, and actually from there on I started making a little bit of profit, and by that I'm talking about £5 to £10 a week maximum. So then I remember at the end of the month, my monthly subscription right now, and I said, you know what, let me give this a go. And as I mentioned, I started making 5, 10, maybe £20 a week of profit. You know, it wasn't that bad, but then I realized that it's quite hard for me to track all these bets they're making, because I had money coming in my main account in and out. So what I did next was I actually went to a bank and opened another current account. This was so that I'm available. This was just for the fact that I could track my bets. I literally dedicated a bank account to tracking bets, so then it was made it easy for me to see, okay, I have £50 in there. That means I can bet 10 times with £5 stake. That it helped me create my own staking plan. It helped me manage how much money I'm actually making or losing, which is, I think, it's really important to see, so then you can actually know if you're making money or not. Then, as I mentioned about the staking plan, obviously the way I do it is I always bet no more than 10% of my budget. So if you have £100 to spend, don't put more than £10 on a bet. You know, if you're gonna bet on a 3-team accumulator, that's fine. Bet £10, no more than it, because if you lose this, okay, you lost a bet, but you still have 9 bets of £10 left. Whereas if you put £50 in it, that's it, you got £50 left. You're in a bit of a picky situation, because you're gonna probably have to end up going back to your original money account and getting money from there, and you don't want to be doing that. But then, you know, if your £10 bet wins, then all of a sudden you got £1,300 or £140. And then when you get, you know, to £200, your 10% stake is going to be £20. So once I actually started betting and started following my own tips and doing my own research, as you can see on the screen somewhere right here, let's say here, I was making about £38.41, as you can see on the screen. Then sometimes I made, you know, £20, sometimes I made £5. No, some weeks, you know, I lost out, maybe I made minus £10. So you can see I was kind of just breaking even, maybe just about £20 in profit every month if I was to do the average. But then through the process of the last year, I learned from my mistakes, and now, as you can see on the screen, I made over £50 in the the last week of the year, and then for the first week of January this year, I made £257, and then from the whole of the beginning, the last 11 days of me working, I made £332 in basically in 11 days. So this isn't a full-time job unless you have a large sum of money to start with. But even then, I wouldn't recommend that, because, you know, you want to learn the process, you want to learn how to do it. But at the same time, you know, if you have a 9 to 5 or you have just a regular job, this could be a really good way for you just to top up your bank account at the end of the month with a couple £100 that, you know, you might want to spend, you know, on a date night or put money towards a holiday. So yeah, what we're going to do now is we're going to finish off the video with 5 tips that I have for you if you want to start making money online. Okay, so tip number 1 is to subscribe to my channel, so then I can show you how I do my research, so then you know how to do your research. It's pretty straightforward. I post daily betting tips every single morning, so they're all there for you to look at it, and it doesn't cost you a single thing like what those bookies charge you. Now, my second tip is to actually open up a bank account. It's dead easy. You can do it in about 10 minutes, if not less. Open up a separate bank account. That way you can chart. You can see how much money is coming in, coming out. You can see if you're actually making money or if you're losing. and from there on, it'll be a simple way of you to tracking your finance if you're going to start working on making some money whilst you're online in quarantine. Now, third tip, and this is probably one of the most important ones, is don't bet just because you're bored. And if you ask me, oh, how do you know that I'm betting just because I'm bored? Well, if you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning and you're betting on a random game in Brazil in the third league, there's your hint. Don't do that. I've done that numerous amount of times and I lost money. I lost money just because I'm bored, or there's a game on TV that's like, you know what? I don't know none of these teams. Let me just put £10 on the favourite. And all of a sudden, the favourite striker goes down injured and the keeper gets sent off. And yeah, don't do that. Because if I'd done my research, I could have seen that actually the keeper had 11 yellow cards in the last 25 games, or the striker just came back from an injury and he could be injury prone. So yeah, don't bet just because you're bored. Which nicely leads onto my fourth tip, which is don't bet on the team you support. I made that mistake probably more times than anything by betting on Arsenal. And yeah, you're probably all laughing at me, but you know how horrendous Arsenal are. And yeah, let me not get even into it, but they lost me out on probably a couple £100 in the process of the last year or so, because yeah, losing to Brighton number of times, I remember those were the ones that really hurt. But yeah, so yeah, try and stay away from betting on your own team, because when you get your emotions and your finance, you shouldn't get those two mixed up whilst betting. Last but not least, try and learn a specific market. So I do my tips on different various markets, but the market that I like to focus on specifically is the card market, because I think cards is one of those things that will happen. If there's a history of cards happening in games, I think it's very likely that it's going to happen again. And as you can see, I will post some of my winnings on card bets somewhere right now. And yeah, so yeah, try and find, maybe it's goals for you, maybe it is wins, maybe you're good at predicting wins and draws or corners. Pick anything and just stick to it for a bit and you'll see the results. But yeah guys, on that note, thanks for watching the video. I really hope you enjoy it. Please smash the subscribe button, or at least like it. There's also, I just created a Facebook group that you can join, where I'm going to be posting all my tips. I'm going to be posting all my in-play tips in there as well, so please join it. We'll get a bit of a community going over there. But yeah, once again, thank you for watching. I will see you next. Peace.